Hey, sixth grade, welcome back to our research-based information writing unit. Today is session 3, so we are going to start preparing to write informational essays. And the first big question you have to ask yourself is, do I have enough research? Do you think that you have a whole image or a whole understanding about this topic of teen activism? Do you think that you are able to start teaching other people about teen activism? Or do you think that I should probably read a few more articles from that text set? If your answer is yes, I need to do more research, great. Make sure that you are continuing to take notes. If you're like, no, I got it, you might find today that you still might need to read a few more articles or a few more pieces of text, and that's fine. I just want you to prepare for it. Okay? Before we dive right in, it's really helpful to have something to write with and a notebook or a piece of paper or something to take notes on. You might want to use some scratch paper today. So pause the video, go get those things. You did it? Okay, great. So let's continue. If you're like, yes, I have enough research, I have all these ideas about teen activism, I know so much, great. You are becoming an expert on a topic, but now we kind of need to organize that, right? You need to kind of build this mental model of the whole topic of teen activism, which is really saying, how does everything that I know go with this big idea of teen activism? The first thing that you should do is write about it. And I don't mean an essay just yet, I mean free writing. So you can think, what am I learning that kind of seems true across the board? In all cases for teen activism, what am I noticing? All right? Or how does the information I'm learning about teen activism fit into these categories that I could kind of teach others about? So we are going to be writing or free writing a little bit to kind of create our claim or our thesis statement for our essay. You should always just kind of free write at first to get your ideas out and think, can I find a pattern? Can I find kind of this big idea or theory that I could base my whole essay on? So in my notebook, and I've written a couple of times, so I'm going to grab that now. In my notebook, how did it go away? There it goes. I wrote, first I titled it Preparing to Write Info Essay, but I also had session 3, and I started with Malala, right? That was one of the first teen activists that we started with, but it was also just kind of where I wanted to start. And I really like the sentence starter to kind of just get me going. What about Malala sticks out to me? Or what sticks out to me about Malala? You can tell I was free writing because my brain was working faster than my hand, right? What sticks out to me about Malala? Well, the first thing is that she always sounds so professional, right? She has these strong word choices and phrases that really resonate with me or stick with me. I'm like, wow, this teenager just said that so beautifully, or like that really stuck with me. It left me with some type of final insight or made me think a little bit deeper about education equality or why she's fighting for what she's fighting for. And then I kind of thought about, like, you are not born with that skill, right? That takes coaching and preparation and practice. And I remembered from my research is that her dad's a teacher. So I kind of wonder, like, does he coach her? Maybe he kind of helps support or prepare her for these kind of conversations or interviews. Cool. And then I thought, where else have I seen that? This like support from a parent, which reminded me of Alex Lynn. He was the boy who wrote an entire bill stopping the illegal dumping of electronic waste in Rhode Island, right? And in his story, his dad was quoted a lot, right? He came up with the bills against e-waste. His father was mentioned a lot. So I'm kind of thinking, which led me to this big idea. I have to like move this. Was that the role of parents for teen activists, right? Could I write an entire essay about how teen activists get support from adults? Well, I have Malala and I have Alex Lynn, but it kind of seems too specific because that's not true for all teen activists. And I know that from my research. So I had to kind of rewrite because I know other examples. I know the contrast, right? Teen activists get support from other people too, like other kids or other teens. So if I want to create like a more general thesis statement, I came up with teen activists get support in different ways. My whole essay is going to be about how teen activists get support in different ways, right? One paragraph can be about how they get support from adults. Another paragraph can be about how they get support from other teens. And my third paragraph, I'd probably have to go back to my notes, but I remember reading something about one teen or a few teens who kind of did it all by themselves. So right there, I'm going to recap our steps. I started just by free writing about my topic, right? What are my ideas and theories? Is it true for everything that I've read, or maybe just one or two cases? I was like, the adults is way too specific. So then I kind of created a theory that would work for 3 different examples, or maybe basically like 3 different paragraphs, right? So what we can do is that after we free write a little bit and kind of come up with this claim or this thesis statement, we should think about our reasons or the way that we can plan out our essay. Do I have examples for all 3 of those, right? So again, looking over our notes, we already talked about free writing. That's going to be your tip for today. But you're preparing to flash draft, so you need to have all the parts of your essay kind of planned out, right? If you're like, I don't have enough research, that's first step today. Go back and find the big idea about your topic, come up with a thesis statement and 3 examples to support it. So I want to give you some examples of claims and some ideas for you to base your paragraphs on. One great claim could be teen activism begins in different ways. So one whole paragraph would be about one moment of inspiration. And you would write about that and then give the example and your own thinking. Paragraph 2, many experiences with one issue or with this issue that starts this movement. So you would talk about that, give the example, give your own reasoning, right? Third paragraph, you'd have to come up with your own reason. Another claim for an essay could be that teen activists work in different ways. Some teen activists work together in small groups. That's your topic sentence. Give me an example of teen activists that work in small groups. That's your text evidence, and then your own reasoning, right? Your second paragraph would be how other teen activists work alone. Talk about it a little bit. Give me a specific example. Give me your own thinking to kind of reinforce your point. You'd come up with your own third reason. My example that I came up with after free writing, teen activists get support in different ways. That's going to be my thesis. My first paragraph, some teen activists get support from adults. My examples are going to be Malala and Alex Lynn. Give my own thinking after. Second point, some teen activists get support from other kids. Go back to my research notes, find examples of that, use it for paragraph 2. Paragraph 3, my topic sentence is a few teen activists rely only on themselves for support. I go back to my notes, or maybe I have to go continue to research and find examples of teen activists who did it all on their own. Okay? So not only are you outlining today, but you're also making sure that you have all of the evidence or all of the examples for each paragraph. Okay? Let's look. Session 3, that's your assignment today. Outlining. You should start exactly where we started. Free writing, growing your ideas. What patterns, what big categories could I teach about teen activism? Free write in there, okay? Or if you're like me and you're like, I like to do it in my notebook, that's fine. Take a picture of it and upload it there. Okay. This is where you will write your thesis or your claim, right? That one sentence that's going to tell me what is the entire essay about. My example goes here. Teen activists get support in different ways. Then, step 3, you come up with your topic sentences, which are your 3 reasons. What are the 3 paragraphs going to be about? Here I write my claim. Teen activists get support in different ways. My first point, some teen activists get support from adults. Second point, some teen activists get support from other kids. Third point, a few teen activists rely on themselves for support. Then, last step, This is where you're kind of organizing it so that our next session, you'll be able to quickly write out this draft. Here's your first topic sentence. Some teen activists get support from adults. And I'll give my examples of Malala and Alex Lynn. And this is where you can use stories, you can use details from your notes, or you can use quotes from your notes. Like actually what have people said, or what did you copy and paste from that article or source. You're not writing your paragraph in here. It's literally just your text evidence, right? My second point is how some teen activists get support from other kids. This is where I'll put my example or my evidence, right? A few teen activists only rely on themselves, and then I'd have to make sure I have an example of the teen activists who kind of did it by themselves, okay? Again, topic sentences, which are your first, second, and third point, and then the text evidence that support it. I'm not looking for paragraphs yet, okay? If you want to look at a student's rough draft, it's Sienna's essay. Here are my note-taking tips. I'm also going to attach my own draft in our next session, in session 4, okay? If you have any questions or concerns about this outline for today, please do not hesitate to email me. I want to make sure that I give feedback to you before you have to draft, okay? Thanks, guys. Bye.